The Steel City, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, home to pro football's black and gold brigade, the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's also home to perhaps one of the most breathtaking views you'll find, both of the city's skyline and its converging three rivers. Located just 15 minutes outside of Pittsburgh lies the very small, sleepy town of Jeannette, a quiet community, but one with a very proud son. And on this hot summer afternoon, with no one around, standout two-sport athlete Terrelle Pryor knows his time has come. For the past 2 seasons, Pryor has turned this western Pennsylvania town into his own personal playground, putting up jaw-dropping numbers in both football and basketball. After virtually being unstoppable for each of the past 2 seasons, many around town expect this, his senior season, to be Pryor's best yet. Right now, we introduce you to a player many recruiting services across the country are calling the best to come along in more than a decade. On the gridiron, he's a nightmare as the signal caller. Meanwhile, on the hardwood, he can throw it down with the best of them. Perhaps there's no name creating a bigger national buzz right now than that of Jeannette, Pennsylvania's Terrelle Pryor. And why not? Standing an imposing 6 foot 5 inches tall and weighing in at a stout 225 pounds, Pryor is your prototype signal caller. From the snap, he keeps defenses on their heels. On one play, he may decide to tuck it in and run, displaying his uncanny running skill. And just when you think you've got him figured out, he can unleash his amazing right arm.
Throws over the middle. That's his big play, man.
But that's not all. On the hardwood, Pryor's equally as dominant. And just like football, again, he gets it done in a multitude of ways. Yet for all of his amazing God-given athletic ability, Pryor is working hard at another sport, one that challenges him and relaxes him at the same time.
Yeah, I think he just started playing golf in the last month or so. But I'll put it this way, if he played checkers or tiddlywinks, he'd be good at it. So it wouldn't be surprising if he was a good golfer.
I brought him out, and he's like, he loves it. Like, first time he was like, oh, this is so relaxing. He hits balls like every day.
I just picked it up a little bit. I just golf a little bit, been on like par threes. I ain't get on the big course yet. I'm still working because I don't want to go on a big course. And I get beat by my girlfriend beats me, man. That's just something fun that I think everyone should try to do.
And if he isn't on the driving range or the golf course, he can usually be found at best friend Michael Matt's home in the basement, playing, that's right, you guessed it, the Tiger Woods golf video game.
That's an eagle.
We do everything together. Like, we've been like playing football our whole lives, and he stays at my house like almost every other day, and we just had a great friendship. Like, he's basically my brother.
Head coach Ray Ritz has been at Jeannette High for nearly a quarter century, and he's seen many of Western Pennsylvania's best throughout that time. Yet he's smitten by the talents displayed by his star signal caller.
He has a tremendous upside. Like when he gets to college and starts playing football, plays one side of the ball, because here he has to play safety. When he can play quarterback 5 days a week in a college environment where they'll refine his skills, I think the kid has a tremendous shot. There's nothing he can't do.
Even opposing coaches agree. Pryor is a force to be reckoned with.
He's truly one of a kind. I mean, that big, that strong, that fast. You remind me of Vince Young. I was actually trying to get him in a prep school to send him away from here so that we wouldn't have to play them this year, but it didn't work out.
All kidding aside, the senior signal caller is as good as it gets. Last season, Pryor led the Jayhawks to within a point of the state championship, posting a 14-2 record as a starter. He accounted for nearly 1,700 yards on the ground. Meanwhile, through the air, Pryor threw for 1,732 yards. All total, he scored an eye-popping 29 touchdowns. His play, not just on offense, but on defense as well, helped him earn the state of Pennsylvania's highest individual honor, the Player of the Year.
When you think of Terrelle Pryor in Western Pennsylvania, everybody says, oh, he can run. But the thing is, if you look at him throw the ball, he has a tremendous arm. He's very accurate throwing the ball. He's just so well balanced on what he can do. It's just, he has a gift from God. It's just a pleasure to watch him play.
With such mind-boggling stats, regardless of the sport, the key question on everybody's mind seems to be whether he'll ultimately choose to play football or basketball in college.
There's two sports thing. I think wherever I go, I could play on their team. I could play basketball. I think the coaches know I can too. I think, and I'm looking for in the schools being comfortable. And fit in the system that you want to be in, because you're gonna be there for the next 4 or 5 years. So.
We said his sophomore year that we thought he was very similar to Vince Young, size-wise and the way he runs.
Despite the uncanny resemblance, Pryor doesn't try to emulate Young's playing style.
I just be me. I don't try to play like no one. I just let others have their opinions. I mean, I really don't, I know I can throw and run. I mean, defenses are on their heels. I mean, that's all I know.
This past summer, in an effort to build strength and conditioning, Pryor and several of his teammates spent time in Hall's gym, a nearby garage full of weightlifting equipment. The senior knows all eyes are squarely on him, and summer's the time to work out and build for the upcoming season.
My personal opinion, I think he put basketball aside right now and he's working. He hasn't missed a workout. If he'll miss a workout, if he has to go somewhere on a Friday, he'll come here earlier.
Perhaps it's because he knows as the nation's top player on the gridiron, as well as a top 20 national recruit on the hard court, the competition will be gunning to knock him down.
You have a little off game, like you're not the #1 player no more. That's how that works. I mean, that's life. You know what I mean?
At one game, the student section started chanting, overrated, overrated. Well, that just made him elevate himself to a higher level, and he really did. And I mean, I think they were sorry that they did that, and after they see him perform, they didn't say that no longer.
It's a similar trait possessed by the best of the best, raising their level of play when the stakes are their highest. Pryor is the rare player that can make that claim in not one but two sports. In recent months, finding out which school will end up capturing Pryor's signature on a letter of intent has left many a recruiting junkie sleepless at night. Yet while most expect the decision to come down to football or basketball, if Pryor has his way, it's a decision that may ultimately be about more than simply where he can play those two sports. Perhaps it will come down to the best locale to perfect an ever-improving golf game.
Hey, Tiger, watch this. #1 golf.